lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The give to the single back. Oh, he's got some space. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring down.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Setting up the screen. Delivers the stiff arm. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43.
One of the things I love about this offense is they're very versatile in their passing attack. They throw to receivers and tight ends, and the screen game is big as well. This guy is a weapon, and you're seeing that here early.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
The Wolverines have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Back to pass. Dances away to buy time. Got it in the middle. It's Jordan. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Guys, let's chat about Michigan. They lose in the semis last year. Any potential for a hangover this season?
I don't think so, and I think they obviously didn't finish last season the way they wanted to, but having the success they had, David, that opened the eyes to a lot of portal players around the country. They wanted to come here knowing they could build on that and take the next step.
And sometimes it takes those steps, Jesse. Like, you've got to crawl before you walk, and this team, they tasted it. They know what it feels like. They know what it's like to be in the playoffs, and they want more. And they get to take some anger out and some hard feelings out today to start this season.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. There he goes. Still on his feet. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
And this offense, they don't want a field goal. You can tell. They want a touchdown. They want points. 4th down, going for it. And how about the QB, man? How about the poise? Dropping back to throw the football.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan. They draw first blood, and that is exactly what you want to open the season with a drive like that.
What an exciting way to start this season. This offense had a plan. They knew who they wanted to be, but you had to come out and execute it, and that was a beautiful first drive, creating some momentum not only for this offense, but for this squad to start the season.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. They'll start this drive going to the air. Complete to the left. Hits the afterburners. And he just kept running, and he ran away extra point and the tie. And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They breaks into the open. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. They think they can create space here with the run to the right. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23. This is a kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this.
Time to take a shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you could tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Well, quarterback went down behind center pretty quick that time, and it makes you wonder as a play caller, against this pass rush, do you start thinking about maybe rolling your quarterback out and changing the launch point?
And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Maryland has the ball back in the Terrapin offense ready to go. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offense approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal.
His 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great team defense on that one play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. We've reached the break. It's Maryland with the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Looking to buy time. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. Fights off a defender. They get him stopped after a pickup of 5 to the 28. All right, guys, let's talk a little Maryland. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because...
A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
I bet this coaching staff is jacked up to get this offense firing so fast early in the season, on point. A lot of times it takes time to build the rhythm. It takes time to get it rolling. This offense starting the season off with a bang.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue wing helmets on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Lost 5 on that first play, and now it's 2nd and 15. Wants to go up top. Got his man on the outside. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I like the play call on offense. I like you trying to get the running back involved in the pass game, too. Defense was ready for that one. Let's see what you got dialed up on 3rd.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Makes the grab. Turning it on. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They'll run the toss. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, the defense is waking up now, right? The first drive they allowed a touchdown. They were a bit scrambled. They kind of all got together, rallied on the sideline. They've been pretty lights out since. Forced a punt on the last possession. They've now got the offense set up in fourth down again. Great job there. Pass defense, third down. This defense now starting to put it together.
On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Throwing on the run. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. A bold decision to go for it on fourth down and one that did not pay off. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They'll run it to the right side. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The play-action fake. Rush is on him. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And that's what this defense needs to get going. You've given up a bunch of touchdowns. You haven't been great early, but now you finally get some pressure, get the quarterback to the ground. Now maybe start turning this defense around.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
They kick it away on 4th down. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Wants to go up top on 1st down. The sure hands, it's Jordan. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking. One big play, and now they've got it at the 42-yard line on 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. He tries to take the top off. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Flips it out on the screen.
Man, those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
On 4th down, looking to pass. Bring in the heat. And they gamble in their own end, turn it over on downs, and now the other offense is set up.
And first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Looking to fire. Got his man. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy complete.
Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Terrapins! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Roach. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Here comes the heat. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Snags it down the right side. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
What a throw on first down, the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback sees a matchup he likes, he's given the green light to take the shot. And I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
That's exactly what you're trying to get accomplished. You got to make sure on all these runs, clock running down, get out of bounds, right? Get some positive yards and then stop that clock.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. To the air on first down. Oh, they're after him. And the defense forced that incompletion with the deflection.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Maryland has the ball back in the Terrapin offense ready to go. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. Reads it, fires complete. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Great execution on the RPO, and the receiver had some time to find the soft spot in the zone and make himself open for the quarterback and make it a much easier pass. Great job.
Looking for a huge play. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be second down.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete. This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And I'm not surprised they're letting him throw the football down here near the end zone. Like, that dude's been really, really good. And you can trust him. They trust him in this offense. Great job by this defense playing the pass, breaking on the football, and making sure he doesn't get another touchdown.
That's what this defense has to do, guys. They've got to knock this quarterback down to the ground. He's already thrown a couple of TDs. The only way you're going to stop that is with good quarterback pressure.
Fourth down and 12 is 4-down territory for this offense. Making side adjustments here. On fourth down, going to the air. And it's incomplete. The long pass downfield they couldn't hook up.
Great coverage on that fourth down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball.
He's going for it all. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
On third and long, try to convert through the air. Throws for the tight end. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down.
Man, what a big catch on third down. Going up, catching the football, understanding where you're at, now getting a fresh set of downs. Nice play by the receiver.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Looking to throw on first down. Unleashes one. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Looking to throw again. Throwing right. Got his man. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him over.
It'd be interesting to watch this offense really down the stretch because they can't really have that balance, especially when they're going backwards. Like, they're down, they've got to put up some points, got to get some stops. I think this offense has to be aggressive, and I think it's going to have to be through the air.
They'll run it left, looking for the end zone here. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Now listen, the defense won that play. As an offense here, the key, David, you can't go back-to-back negative plays. You got to be smart with the football here. Looks like you're going to have to throw it. You just can't force it. You got to make sure you're playing with that clock in your head. You can't take a sack.
And I think this is a situation where I spread you out. I get more speed on the field. I make the defense declare. I see what they're in, but I'm definitely throwing the football.
I know we're in the third quarter, but because they're trailing like they are, they're right now in 4-down mode every single drive. You throw an incompletion down in the red zone, this is a no-brainer. They're going to be throwing it again, and we'll see if the defense can step up here.
Snap in the shotgun. And it's picked off at the goal line. Got room on the return. He's at the 40. He's at the 20. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. And this, my friend, is what you call advantageous field position. Starting the drive with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Maryland!
Well, this offense said they wanted to start the year all gas and no brakes, and that's exactly what this game has shown. From the very opening whistle, this offense has been in sync. They've been explosive. Defense has had no answer for them. This unit is going to give teams problems because of their playmaking ability all year long.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. So here comes the Michigan offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Looking downfield on first down. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Hits him in stride at the 10. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7.
Well, the offense is finding success throwing this guy's way. He just had a massive, massive play, his longest catch of the game. And I think if you're on offense, you got to keep looking this guy's way.
Touchdown, Wolverines! The offense cashing it in on that drive.
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. Listen, it's game one. It's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put some drives together. Nice drive here. Now the defense needs to do their part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll move the wide receiver. He wants to start this drive with a pass. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down.
To be honest, I think the quarterback was a little bit surprised himself at the play call that came in that time. You've got a 3-possession lead here in the third quarter of this game. You're probably expecting some short throws, some runs. And this play caller is still asking for shot plays. And listen, you're the quarterback. You're happy to oblige. When you've got the playmakers you have offensively, just keep chucking it.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. Back to pass. Makes the grab. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. The Terrapins come to the line with a new set of downs. Sends it back in motion. Looking to throw on first down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Touchdown, Terrapins! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive. Wait, can I get the director to give me a replay of that? I want to count the defenders. 1, 2, 3. There's no way they had 11, right?
I mean, that is frustrating. Defensively, what are you taught? Like, make them earn it, right? Play man, press up on them, make them earn it, make them go the length of the field, don't give up big plays, or just give up big plays and don't have anybody in the camera shot and don't have anybody there to even miss a tackle.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Trying to get the corner. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. They'll go to the air. And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. So here they come, fourth and long, and this defense is after back-to-back sacks. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Oh, he wants it all. Can't hook up on the long throw, and fourth down goes by the boards for this offense.
Man, as a defense, you're like, oh, they're going to draw us offside. They're going to draw us offside. They're not going to go for it. They go for it, and you get the big stop. You've set your offense up. You've turned the momentum. This defense should be feeling really good about themselves.
Leaves it with the running back. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They feed him again. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. They're working that left side. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Maryland!
Well, they were able to come out here week one and really feed off the energy of this home crowd. They've been making plays all over the field. You could not ask for a better start to the season.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, back to your game in a moment, but first we have to show you how the script is being written here. Toledo is ahead in this one. This team plays a hard-nosed brand of football there in the MAC, but they're a long way from closing this out. They're up by 7 over Louisiana. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passion, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
They'll run it. They want to take their time here. They make the stop, give him 3 yards on the carry. Ball's at the 24.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long.
And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And add it on down again. This offense has done whatever they want, however they want, and this lead has ballooned. When you start a season off, you want to build momentum. You want to defeat an opponent and beat them badly. That's exactly what they've done. This team looks ready to compete for a national championship.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback.
He's got it down the left side. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. One big play, and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. The Wolverines trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Boy, they have delighted these home fans here by putting this game in a hammerlock, David.
Yeah, this crowd's been jacked up. They've been excited. Now they get to breathe a little bit, Palmer. Nice lead. This offense needs to go out and protect it.
Yeah, they've been the more physical team all game long. So let's just run the ball. Let's just ice this football game, take the W into the locker room.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. They go to the ground. Keeping it on the ground, trying to create a little space, and he was stopped in his tracks at the 3.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Makes the grab, plenty for the 1st down. Timeout is called. Clock stops. 13 seconds to go in the game. And the Wolverines trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. He wants it all. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had 0 rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions.
And his 5th interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. They finally get him down, but a huge return. Not only do they get the ball back, but man, did they set up some field position. And here we go. Final final play of the game right here. And they're just about out of chances. The defense can stop it one more time as the quarterback takes a knee. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.